Hello, the third part wasn't actually as bad as I'd expected. I can wait to see what comes in the extended version on DVD, possibly an explanation as to where those goats suddenly come from. If you're a die-hard Tolkien fan, you probably didn't go to watch the second part in the cinema, possibly because you were chucked out after mistakenly vomiting over the poor bloke in front of you during the first part. If you're a fantasy-interested fan of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy, then you'll probably watch it when it comes on TV if you've not already seen it in the cinema beforehand or on DVD. Will you like it? I don't know. I didn't find it that bad after all. However, Azog should never have got up after falling into the water. I was grinning like anything when Thorin just stepped back, and that should have been the end. There were groans going through the cinema when we saw Azog floating under the ice because it was pretty obvious what nonsense was about to follow. But how did that work anyway? Wasn't Azog still chained to a large rock? And why were his eyes closed? Bard shoots Smaug, absolutely all right. Bard must have been deaf after standing next to that bell, but what on earth was going through his head when he places this black arrow on his son's shoulder, draws back this string to release it into his son's face? I'm pretty glad that my father never did anything like that with me. The dwarves didn't look too bad, Dain looked great, and I didn't object to him riding in on a pig. What I object to is that this looked like a domestic pig. It should have been a proper wild boar with tusks, you know, something looking really fierce. The dwarf army moved as a block. Now, that was sort of rightish for the elves, but for the dwarves, I don't really think it fit. And the dwarf soldiers themselves all looked too uniform. That wasn't so nice. They could have had some more individual characters in there. Dain himself, it's Dain Iron Foot, not Iron Skull. He goes through the battle not wearing a helmet, orcs rushing at him wearing iron helmets, and he headbutts them. He doesn't sort of headbutt them, he sort of just moves his head and touches them, and they all drop over. That looked ridiculous. However, not too disappointed. We do have a little kissy scene with Tauriel and dead Killy.